Now I'm just going to go through an actual run that has been videoed. It doesn't show everything fabulously, but I'll try and talk through it as best I can. It's from a recent run at K Ranch in Sydney. You'll see there's a large herd of cows on the back fence, and there's a guy on a horse in the back corner there. He's called one of your herd help. You have one of those in each of your corners on the back fence. And out the front here, you'll see the guy on the chestnut horse. He's one of your turn back guys, and there's two of those. They're generally professional trainers who jump in and help everyone, and you know, we couldn't do a cutting without them. So your run starts, it doesn't actually matter what side you enter the arena on. For this run, someone is actually entering through here. And they've already walked past the timeline. Once you reach that timeline, your 2.5 minute clock starts. So I'll just play this video now and I'll talk you through as best as I can. So the rider has actually crossed the 2.5 minute timeline and will be coming up the side there in the blue and white shirt. So in this particular cut, my herd help has asked me to take the grey and white cow straight off the top, which I do. And as soon as I've selected that cow, I put my hand down and let my horse do the work. This is where the judge is looking for points of the horse and rider controlling the cow as much as possible. And right there, I've quit that cow. It had fully turned away, which means it had released me and I could make a legal quit. If that cow had still been facing me, I would have been penalised for a hot quit, which is 3 points. So now I've gone in and I've made a deep cut. A deep cut is a requirement as per the rule book. So I've gone through there, I'm making my deep cut and trying to listen to my herd help and my turn back guys as to what cows is good to pick. So this is a quicker cow, and my mare seems to be really holding that cow in the middle of the pen. Now most of the time this red cow keeps turning back towards me, so it's offering no opportunity to quit it and get off safely, so I continue to work it and trust my horse. My turn back guys are now sort of coming down the side of the arena to encourage that cow to turn away, which has just happened. And so now is my free time to lift my hand up and go and select my third cow to complete the run. I try and take a few up. I made a really shallow cut in my first cut, so I've got an opportunity to really go through and try and pick a fresh cow for my last cow and finish my run off nicely. As you can see, the turn back and herd help really help throughout the run and you know, try and help us get the best out of our horse and the cow as we can. So once again, this is another good cow. It's a soft cow that sits in the middle of the pen for me and allows my horse to work nicely. There went the 2.5 minute buzzer went off. So that means my run has ended and the video just stopped at the same time. At that time, I can lift up my hand and complete my run, and then a score is awarded. So just the last thing I will go over really briefly is the official judges card. This is just something I pulled from the internet, from the NCHA website, and this just outlines each penalty that can be given throughout a run. It's got your 1, 3 and 5 point penalties. The 1 point penalties are loss of working advantage, a miss, reining or visibly cueing, noise directed towards cattle, toe, foot or stirrup on the shoulder of the horse, holding on too long in a cut, working out of position, hand too far forward. I'm not going to explain each of these. That's something you can find in the NCHA rulebook. If I go through that now, we'll just be here forever. So this is just a brief outline of them. Your 3 point penalties are a hot quit. That's something I mentioned earlier during the run. Cattle picked up or scattered. That's when, you know, some cows run out of the herd when you've already selected a cow to work. Second hand on the reins, spur in the shoulder of the horse, your horse pawing or biting cattle, and failure to make a deep cut. Here are your 5-point penalties. You've got your horse quitting a cow on its own, losing a cow where the cow gets back to the herd, changing cattle after specific commitment. This is generally when you're making your cut. If you change your mind and switch on to another one, you'll get a 5-point penalty for that. Failure to separate a single animal, and I can't actually make out what the rest of that says, so we'll just skip that. You get an automatic 60 if your horse turns tail, and a 0 if your horse falls to the ground. You'll also be disqualified with a score of 0 for illegal equipment or leaving the working area before time expires, or inhumane treatment to your horse, of course. So they're just the basics of your penalties that you'll receive, and these are other things that the judge looks at your run content. So they'll give you pluses or minuses and ticks for your herd work, driving a cow out, controlling the cow, working in the centre of the arena, your degree of difficulty, eye appeal, time worked, amount of courage, nice loose reins. You get minuses, so these are things you don't want to happen, are your horse charging, forced off a cow, and excessive herd holder help. So I hope that just covers a few extra things for you guys and you get something out of it.